So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the Iceman Frosty saying he hopes the EU will not react if the UK suspends the Northern Ireland Protocol. So he's saying that if the UK are forced to suspend the Northern Ireland Protocol because of the hardships faced by Northern Ireland, then the UK may have to unilaterally get rid of the Northern Ireland Protocol, and it won't be the UK's fault. And we hope that you guys accept that. What a load of rubbish. The British government has said it hopes the EU would not take retaliatory measures if the UK was forced to unilaterally suspend the special Brexit arrangements for Northern Ireland. This is a load of rubbish. And you know what? The more we read into it, the more we're going to see it. Frost told MPs, in the interest of stability and peace, he hoped the EU would not make it more difficult by reacting to it. Dude, if it's the case that the Northern Ireland Protocol is causing this hardship to Northern Ireland, surely you should be in the firing line because you negotiated and agreed to this. That's on you, big man. Like, you cannot blame other people. You're the one who negotiated it. You're the one who said it's a great deal. You allowed Boris Johnson to run a general election campaign in part based around the Northern Ireland Protocol. Do not come at us with this, oh, it's the EU are being tricksy again, and, they made us sign up to this thing, and now we're in trouble. Get out of here, Frost. While he said he hoped that we are not in this situation, Frost made it clear that unilateral action was something the UK would consider if it were not able to reach an agreement on border checks mandated in the Brexit withdrawal agreement. So he's saying that, we might have to take action to protect Northern Ireland, but if you're the one who put it in danger in the first place, that was on you, big man. And the only reason he's doing this is saying this is because Edwin Poots is the new guy in charge of the DUP. That's what's happening here. His remarks come as talks between officials in London and Brussels continue, with the UK proposed checks on food crossing the Irish Sea being phased from the autumn in 4 stages. So we've talked about the UK's proposals before and why they're basically useless. We will be talking about it again. But Frost made it clear that there was still a gulf in thinking and repeatedly suggested that the EU was undermining the peace process brokered in 1998 by Tony Blair. Dude, the Northern Ireland Protocol protects the Good Friday Agreement because it stops a hard border going within the island of Ireland. Like, how hard is it for these people to understand this? I don't get it. How are you in the House of Lords? The House of Lords has become really a cesspit. I guess it always was a cesspit of people who genuinely didn't deserve to be where they are. No, if you've been elected to the House of Lords, then I would seriously question your decisions that you made in life, because this man here is a giant fraud. He's a giant fraud. He agreed to this. He negotiated and agreed to this deal, the Northern Ireland Protocol. And now he's saying, oh, it's really bad. He's a dodgy used car salesman. That's what this man is. Undermining the Northern Ireland Protocol. It's not. It really isn't. If anything, is making sure that Brexit didn't damage it as much as Brexit really could have done. The EU are saying that... this is Frost saying that there is a bit of momentum in that discussion on border checks. It's not hugely productive, and we'll have to see how far we can take it. He told the committee, well, you're not going to get very far, and if it's so bad, why'd you agree to it in the first place, you absolute fool? He said a fundamental problem was the way the Northern Ireland Protocol is undermining the Good Friday Agreement. So, first they said that the EU are misunderstanding the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Now they're saying, it undermines the Good Friday Agreement. Like, their reasoning is so bad, and the worst thing is they're not even doing things that would reduce the impact of the Northern Ireland Protocol. He confirmed the UK was not keen on aligning with EU standards, something former government advisor Shankar Singham has said would lead to 90% of the border checks disappearing. So you would literally have 90% of the checks, the vast majority of them, gone if you agree to alignment with the EU on standards. But instead of you being pragmatic and you making decisions like that, you're not going to do it, because that decision was not for ideological reasons, said Frost, but to enable trade deals with other countries. So you're saying that the only way we can enable trade deals with other countries is to effectively lower standards. That's what you're saying right here. Because if we can't get an alignment deal with the EU, it's because if we refuse to do alignment with the EU, it means we're going to do deals with countries with low standards that are going to cause problems for our market when it comes to the quality of goods coming in. That's what that tells you. And he argued it's not for ideological reasons. It absolutely is for ideological reasons. What would you call what would it be if a country decided to abandon its biggest trading bloc, right, and chase unicorn deals with other countries? Is that not based on an ideology? based on a set of beliefs that we can be a quote-unquote global Britain? Is that not an ideology in itself? He also indicated there was dispute over the alternative approach, which was to impose checks on a short list of goods that were at risk of going across the border into Ireland and into the EU single market. Isn't that the whole point of the Northern Ireland Protocol, that it's meant to stop goods at risk of going into the going across into the Republic of Ireland? And surely, if you were thinking about this great idea now, see, Frost is the kind of guy where he's like, oh, I came up with this great argument, 2 years after he's lost the debate. That's what Frost is basically saying right now. So, we could come up with, a short list of goods that were at risk of going across the border. Why didn't you have this idea in 2019 then? The EU, he said, had to come round to the heart of the difficulties and focus on goods that pose a genuine risk to the single market. I thought that's what the whole point was of the Northern Ireland Protocol. It was meant to put checks on goods at risk of going across the border and not continue to talk about superficial realities. This is... What is this man on? Like, the reality of the situation is, goods are checked. As far as I know of, the goods that aren't at risk of going across to the Republic of Ireland aren't checked. Frost's straight-talking style and blunt approach has enraged Dublin and Brussels. I mean, I can imagine if you tell Dublin and Brussels, I'm going to suspend the protocol, or, you're not taking responsibility for our actions and stuff like that, they would be annoyed about it, especially because, what does it say? It says somewhere in this article, we'll find it, but the Brussels and EU members are telling the UK to take responsibility for the Brexit they pursued. I think it's there actually. Brussels, there it is there. Dublin and Brussels, who are urging London to take ownership of the hard Brexit they pursued, because this Northern Ireland Protocol was an idea of Boris Johnson and David Frost. Because, the idea, I think the EU's was that, look, you can stay in the single market until you come up with a solution for the Northern Ireland border issue, and then the UK were like, do you know what, we'll just push that border into the Irish Sea, and then that way there'll be no risk of goods going into the Republic of Ireland from GB that aren't meant to be there. And then the EU were like, yeah, cool, bro, we'll go with that. And then the UK like, oh, how dare you be so dogmatic to your approach on the Northern Ireland Protocol? This is all your fault when it's our fault. It's so stupid. There was a disbelief that the UK, as Dublin sees it, stoking identity politics, something that was at the heart of the troubles in Northern Ireland. That's true, because the UK are pushing on the idea that, goods are from GB are having massive problems going to Northern Ireland, and, the DUP are unhappy about that, when realistically one of the main issues is the fact that GB, manufacturers and producers don't want to do all the paperwork to send goods to Northern Ireland. So, again, GB at fault here. Over the weekend, Frost urged Brussels to stop point scoring over the Northern Ireland Protocol and accused them of being purist. Well, that's what the EU are, right? We kept accusing them of being a protectionist cabal and all sorts of other insults, and now you're angry that they're being protectionist. Like, this guy. These are the proposals we spoke about the other day, but we'll just run through them again. So Phase 1 from October 1st would involve the introduction of export health certificates for fresh meat. Phase 2 from the end of January would cover dairy products, garden centre plants, seeds and wine, which, the UK doesn't produce a lot of wine. So that's Phase 2, nothing major here. Phase 3 and 4 are the problems, because there's no actual dates or details about infrastructure that's going to be put in. That would cover fruit and vegetables and pet food. Phase 4 would cover ambient foods such as jams, products with a short shelf life, and high-risk foods not of animal origin. So these are, by the looks of things, more, short shelf lives that... products with a short shelf life that, if it's not consumed fairly quickly, it's going to go off, and therefore, moving that stuff or exporting that stuff to Northern Ireland is just untenable. So this is a very blurry picture of the Northern Ireland, of Britain's proposals. You can't see them very well. The UK says concrete timelines would evolve over the coming months. So, bruv, why didn't you come with proposals with concrete timelines? I'll tell you the reason why is because we have no intention of these proposals working, and when the EU say no, be like, the EU being protectionist and purist again, and not accepting our very reasonable proposals which have no actual dates and infrastructure details. Okay. Timings 3 and 4 determined by the success of the first phases and some technical delivery conditions. So if the first 2 phases are a failure, then 3 and 4 will never happen. The EU moved to play down tension, saying it was making progress in intensive dialogue with its counterparts, adding that the Commission's President von der Leyen was looking for solutions, not sound bites, a very typical politician phrase. It said talks with the UK have been constructive and progress was being made. So it's very interesting that von der Leyen is saying that the EU are making progress with the UK, despite the fact that the Frost has been, really firing from the hip, saying the EU need to be more pragmatic, the EU needs to take responsibility, the EU needs to make changes and come up with proposals, etc. So it's very interesting that it looks like privately, as we've mentioned before, it does look like the UK wants the Northern Ireland Protocol to work. I'd imagine the more tensions kind of flare up before the G7, the more we're going to get dunked on by the world leaders, specifically Joseph R. Biden. But who knows? Anyways, we have spoken about some of this stuff before, but I think, the key bit here is the fact that Frost saying that he hopes the EU will not react if the UK suspends the Northern Ireland Protocol. Of course they're going to react, you idiot. Of course they're going to react. He's saying it like, oh, we're so desperate, we might have to do this, and I hope the EU don't retaliate because this isn't our fault. Like, dude, they're taking legal action over the UK, taking the UK to legal action, or whatever the phrase is, to the court, because we unilaterally extended the deadline. Do you think if you scrap the whole thing, they wouldn't do anything? Like, are you this stupid? Like, you would get hit with tariffs with a quickness. That's what will happen. And, potentially a hard border will come in the island of Ireland, which, it might be the EU that's forced to put up the border post to protect the integrity of the single market, but it will be down to the actions of the UK, and it'll be the UK once again who are responsible for the issues in Northern Ireland and in other parts of the world, the Republic of Ireland. This is ridiculous. It's about time these people start taking responsibility for their actions. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.